Okay, we should have audio now. Sorry about that, guys. Had a cable unplugged. Whatever. What's a live stream without some technical difficulties? All right, so what we're going to be doing is doing some spec books here. They're going to get progressively better as we go down. And then at the bottom here is going to be just a couple keys that you guys see me always adding to kind of the spec game here. Nothing new, but there's still some nice books as well. So what we've got is I'm going to start this one with the long shot. Okay, it's cheap, and it could be something, it could be nothing, but I thought it was worth taking a little bit of a gamble on. Because it's really not that much money. So what we've got here is an image number 1. So you can't really go too wrong with that. And this is something I was able to pick up from Midtown and get them from under cover price, which you can't beat that, really, to tell you the truth. Especially if you're going to pick up a decent amount of quantity. It makes a difference, right? If you just going to buy one issue, then probably it's going to pencil for you to just go to your LCS and get something there. But when you're going to pick up 20 or something, well, if you can get them for undercover price, that's going to make a little bit of a difference. All right, so we have here Gunning for Hits number 1. And one of my friends turned me on to this and told me that the story is really, really good. So it's kind of based on maybe slight truth to the thing. The author is actually someone who works with some musicians. I think he worked with David Bowie, some people like that, as far as helping them produce records or whatnot. And this kind of takes place, I think, in the 80s, New York City music scene. So maybe there's some shady stuff going on, and people, maybe setting each other up or whatever. Maybe it's dramatized. Maybe it's like, Biggie and Tupac type stuff going on. Who knows? Anyway, if the story is really good, and I believe my friend, he said, hey, this is one of the best stories he's read in a really long time. Well, if it continues on and the story ends up being good, then usually people will come back around and start to look for those issues. So this is something that you should still be able to get for cover price. And if you want to take a shot on something, what can it hurt? You get them for a little bit less than cover price still, probably from Midtown. And if it hits, it could be really good. Also, the guy is in the music and entertainment industry, so maybe possibly by the time he gets, 6 or 12 issues in, then he probably has the contacts to start shopping this thing to get picked up for TV or something like that, So anyway, not a bad spec in my opinion, so I decided to grab 20 of them. So another one that I'm sure you guys have seen is Winter Soldier number 2. So same thing, I was able to pick these up from Midtown at undercover price, so can't really complain about that. The book is heated up a little bit. I haven't checked it lately, but it was going for $10 or $15, so that's not a bad rate of return. But I'm going to be saving them for a while. I'm not trying to, I like to see if my specs are actually going to hit decently. Anyway, pretty sweet cover. It's got RJ there on the cover. Winter Soldier number 2. I mean, in my opinion, this cover is nice enough to have been like a 1 in 25 variant. But there was no variant for this one. And nice thing is a lot of people were really pushing for issue number 1 of Winter Soldier, which was RJ's cameo, but the market has decided, at least at this point, that Winter Soldier number 2 is the book to get for RJ. First full appearance, and he's got that awesome, cover appearance. Basically, can't beat it, So we'll save these and see kind of what happens with this character in the future. Hoping that he kind of becomes, Bucky's Robin or whatever. So, hey, if we see him in MCU or something, then, forget about it. And being that it is in issue number 2, what usually happens with all these new books is issue 1 will get heavily pre-ordered, and issue 2 drops off. So people, kind of thought that, RJ's first appearance is going to be issue number 1. People were starting to spec on that. Then it actually came out and really was just a cameo. And now, Winter Soldier number 2 wasn't probably ordered as heavily as it would have needed to have been to satisfy the demand. And then there you go, then the book pops. Okay, this is one that I kind of initially missed the boat on, but then one of the bigger online retailers basically restocked and was able to make a move on this. So I'm a pretty big Wolverine X-23 fan. So when I was able to pick up some of these X-23 number 7, first appearance of the X-Assassin, I jumped at the chance. Had to pay a little bit for them, but I still believe that the character probably has a future. It could even be something where the character maybe doesn't stay a villain for forever. Maybe it could be something like the Punisher, where they're introduced as a villain, but then later come back around and end up being a hero. So anyway, any Wolverine X-23 type of keys, I'm gonna try and pick those up whenever I can. All right, and also that the Deodato variant. Man, I think it was just a cover A, cover B. I don't even think it was a ratio. But for whatever reason, it was not ordered heavily. So there you go. When you don't have a huge supply and the demand picks up for the book, well, then that's what's going to make the sucker pop. All right. Packaged pretty well here. All right. So same thing, hoping to hold on to these for maybe a year or so. I mean, depending on what happens with the value. If they jump pretty decently, then I may send a couple to CGC. One of the moves that I like to make sometimes on these specs is if the book pops a little bit, then it makes sense most of the time to sell off a couple to just pay for all the books, so that way you don't have any money in the spec anymore. So I kind of like to do that whenever possible. It's also a method a lot of stock traders and stuff use. It's no real big secret. But, if you can cash out and still have a position, hey, that's usually, not a bad thing to do. Okay, get through the sea of tape here. Let's see if these will come out yet. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so here we go. X-23-7, the Deodato variant. Just a beautiful cover. I mean, I really like the way Laura's just kind of falling through the air there. I mean, it's pretty sweet. Okay, what do we got here? Take this one down. So, did I pick up 12 of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, You know, it looks like I picked up 14 of them. Anyway, so hopefully these books will continue to do well here. I'll put both of those up for now. All right. So on to the couple keys that we got here. All right, let me make a little room in this box. Yeah, I do really like these BCW plastic boxes. They're pretty sweet. And I figure, you know, the raw books are going to need the protection a lot more than the graded ones. Okay, so here we have another Batman Adventures 12. You know, if I can pick this book up for the right price, I'm going to pretty much do it whenever I possibly can. I believe in Harley Quinn, and you know, I've had some decent luck with this book. All right, so not packaged the best. At least the book is kind of, well, not even really. It just seems like it was just flopping around in there. Okay, looks like it did take a little bit of a hit there. Not too bad. I think my presser will be able to handle that. But, yep, it took a little bit of a hit just right on the top. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but just right there. It took a tiny hit and put a little bit of a spine stress there. It doesn't seem to be breaking color. I'm going to probably just pull it out real quick so we can take a closer look. Oh, one thing I was going to mention to you guys. I know a lot of people talk about, hey, the different way they put tape on the back of the cover, but one thing I've kind of started doing that I really like is I put the tape on the back of the book with a tape pull here, okay? So what you're going to do to open the book, you pull this down, and then you lift your flap up, and then you put the tape there. So the tape isn't on the flap of the book. There's a million people, man, and it's happened to me too, but luckily I haven't damaged or ruined a book. But when you've got that piece of tape sitting here on this flap, it has a chance to attach to the front cover of the book. So you really don't want to do that. And, you know, a lot of people want to save the tape. So the way that I just showed you, I think is the best way to do it. And you want to probably use painter's tape too if you can, but as long as you don't have it there, then, you know, this isn't going to run the risk of getting stuck to the book. Okay, so, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this to show up for you guys right there. I have no idea what the light's doing, but I'll just try and move it so you guys can maybe see where it took that little hit. It doesn't look like it broke the color, so we may somewhat be safe there. You know, since we got it, let's take a look at it. All right. Now, I like to kind of use raking light here. Okay, so we've got a few little spine stresses up through here. And I think that once it gets pressed, it's going to look really good. We've got a little finger bend right there that should flatten out completely. It's a really nice looking copy, to tell you the truth. All right, let's take a look at the back. Little finger bends here on the back as well. Okay, and I don't know if you can see, but you can see the impact here on that back as well. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that at all. It looks a little bit worse on the back, but again, after it gets pressed, I think it will look pretty good. No other real issues. Looks pretty nice. Little, you know, just some little general wear. Pages look to be white, so that's always nice. Another thing you want to do is take a look at the centerfold if we got the book out. That way you can see the staples, see if there's any rust or anything on them. Okay, so staples look good. Everything looks nicely attached. I don't see any rust. So yeah, I think this book, after we get it pressed, should be... It might make 9.6, tell you the truth. It might just make 9.6. Alright, so definitely have to rebag this, but for right now, we'll leave it as it sits. Alright, so then when I go and reattach, you can just pull the tape down here, pull it down a little bit, put that flap there, lift the tape back up. You're taped again, you recycled your tape, and no risk of damaging your book due to the fact that the tape could have stuck to the front cover. Because believe me, you don't want that to happen. No one wants that to happen. Okay, so here we have an amazing 300. And you would think it's going to be CGC graded with this huge of a box, but actually it's not. So this box looks to be just in great condition, so I'm sure that the book won't have taken any damage. All right. Let me actually take a look at the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I sometimes just get rambling away and don't check. Eric, what's going on? ASDF, nice to see you. Rated Raw, brother. Nice to see you making live chat. I know, man. ASDF, it's crazy, dude. I mean, just leave it to DC to ruin a good movie, right? The only good thing about Suicide Squad #1 was Harley Quinn. And they're not going to put her in the second one. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. I mean, just like, lay a path out, and DC will figure out a way to really mess something up, I tell you. Maybe it's a good idea to do a Joker movie that has nothing to do with any comic that's ever been made. Yeah, let's do that too. Oh, wait, they are, I know, man. I just don't get it. I do not get it. So, yeah, I still believe in, I mean, man, if they don't use Margot Robbie in The Birds of Prey at least or something, I mean, she's got to get back on the screen. I mean, if they're stupid enough to take, one of their franchise characters that was actually done really well by Robbie and not use that actress and that character again, that would just literally be shocking to me. So, like I said, I won't put it past DC to ruin a good movie, but I think even they won't go that far. Man, I mean, it's like craziness. All right, so we've got some hardcore duct tape here. Yeah, this stuff is way in there. Okay, this, gotta be careful because I can see the book is just right on the other side of this tape right here. Alright, come on. I think I can go this way. Alright. I am still on the hunt for an ASM 300 9.8, and I refuse to pay 9.8 price for it, man. So here we go. Got another one going down the pipeline, and it's a newsstand too. So I've been lucky to pick up a few newsstands, man, and that's kind of cool because I don't know the rarity of the newsstand versus the normal one, but I'm gonna guess it's got to be at least like 5-to-1 or something. Okay, so I see a little spine tick there. This one's probably going to be a 9.4, 9.6. You know what the hell? We took the other one out. Let's take this one out too. So, same thing. I will set up this tape pull the same way as I did the other one, so we're not going to worry about getting this thing stuck to the cover. That piece of tape I don't think we're going to worry about. All right. Let's take a look. Man, it's just one of these super old school bags, man. This is probably like the original bag this book came in. Okay. Couple little unevenness things in the cover. Little spine stresses. Let me see. 1, 2 that look like they break the color slightly. No, make it 3. So yeah, this is probably gonna be a 9.4. Little bit. Oh, that dirt just wiped off. All right, that's cool. Probably gonna be a 9.4. Let's take a look at the back. There's like something on the back here. I don't know. Looks like possibly a, I don't know, dried, almost like a dried liquid of some type. I don't know. We'll see if that can dry clean off or whatnot. I don't know. A few more spine stresses on the back, and it's got that kind of subscription crease that I'm used to seeing in the Ultimate Fallout 4s. All right, let's call this one a 9.2 to 9.4. That's where I think that one's going to land. I'm not sure. I think I have room for one more book in the CGC submission that I'm going to hopefully get out this week. And I don't know if I want to throw the ASM 300 in there, this one, or that Batman Adventures 12. So I'm just kind of tossing around between the two, not sure which way I want to go. I'd like to, maybe I think I have quite a few of the Amazing 300s going in that next run. I think I have 3 already. So maybe we'll just go ahead and send that Batman Adventures 12 there. See what happens with that, because I think that this one has a chance to come back 9.6. This one, let's call it, probably it's going to be a 9.4 best case scenario. So probably rather to do that. Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, Harley Quinn. I believe, as of right now, Harley Quinn is the most popular character in all of comics right now. Now, I don't know how long that'll last, but like from what I hear, people at conventions and stuff, just anything that has Harley Quinn on it, whether it be like purses, T-shirts, who knows, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's sold. It's gone. So, I mean, all the younger kids are gobbling that stuff up, man. That's why, like, this book is one of my long-term, like, you could hold this for 20 years, because all the teeny boppers now that love Harley, they're going to get older and they're going to hunt down that first appearance, and it may take them 10, 15, 20 years before they decide, oh, you know what, I really love Harley Quinn and whatever, she was important when in my childhood or whatnot, and they're going to hunt that down. Venom, maybe not so much. What's his, longevity look like 20 years from now? I'm not sure. But the 3 books that I really, really highly believe in for, like, say, a 20-year hold is, Batman Adventures 12, NYX 3, and New Mutants 87. Because I just really believe that, like Deadpool, I see a lot of the younger kids, they play video games that had Deadpool and Cable in it and stuff like that. So they're real big fans of Deadpool. All these girls go crazy for Harley Quinn. And X-23 just seems like those characters, the next generation are going to carry those forward. They'll probably, I'm sure they'll always be loved for Venom and stuff like that too, and Spider-Man. But anyway, I really like those books to, I'm going to keep buying them anytime I can. Get them pressed, grade them, sell a couple, stash a couple away. I mean, that's my plan. I mean, I would love to have like 10 of these in 9.8. I mean, that's like my goal. Right now I've only got 1, but I got a couple 9.6s too, so that's fine. And same thing with NYX3. I want 10 of them. I'm up to 4, got to get to 10. I mean, that's like my goal. I know those books are going to be really, really good when it comes time to retire and start passing stuff on to the next generation. But anyway, so there was one ASM 300 in that batch that I'm going to send, I won't put this one. I think I'm going to put this one here. That I thought, if the stars align, it's got a tiny, tiny baby spine tick in it that barely, barely breaks the color. But, after I sent in that Domino #1 that had the same thing, it had this really, really tiny spine stress that you couldn't even hardly see, broke the color, infinitesimally small, only on the front, not on the back, and they gave that a 9.8. So we'll see. I mean, it should be a 9.6 anyhow, but that'd be awesome to pull a 9.8 on the Amazing 300. Yeah, I mean, right, yeah, ASDF, yeah, everyone loves Harley Quinn. All the guys love her too, but it is a character that really has like cross gender, bounds, because a lot of, mostly guys are into comics. Yeah, there's a few girls coming in, but I mean, it's probably 90-10 split between comic collectors, guys versus girls or something. I mean, it may not be 90-10, it may be 75-25, but there's a big difference as far as the people that are going to lay down big bucks on books. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I don't see too many girls posting up videos where they're dropping, $300 to $1,000 or $2,000 on an ASM 300. I may be wrong, but I just don't see a lot of that out there. Where Harley Quinn, everyone loves her, man. I mean, she's crossed over definitely to the females as well. So I really think that this book has a big future, down the road. What else we got? But anyway, man, so we got a few things coming down the line here. I've got the ASM 129 that got repressed, and then a Marvel Spotlight 5 that we picked up, got cleaned and pressed, and those are going to be coming back, as well as the Amazing Spider-Man 5 that I sent back to CGC because there was still a fingerprint on the back cover. And it was like, hey guys, you didn't clean this fingerprint off. So they cracked it, cleaned the fingerprint off, and then sent it back to me when they were supposed to have re-looked at it again to see if the grade could possibly go up. So they're like, oh, well, we didn't re-look at it, so send it back to us again. It's like, my gosh, man, this book has crisscrossed the country freaking 4 times, man. So now it's on the way back. And, I tried to look to see what the grade said, but it just said evaluated and sent back. Because I was really curious to see, like, hey, is it going to jump from an 8.5 to a 9 now? Or what's the deal? So, I don't know. We'll find out together, because I tried to look at the grade on that one, and I couldn't. So, anyway, we'll see. Don't know if there's any other questions, guys. But I know for a couple of you back on the East Coast, it's getting kind of late. And I actually have to box up some books that I sold on eBay today. So I'll be boxing those up after this to get them out in the mail Monday. And it's been raining like crazy here in Vegas. It's been lightly snowing, which is really crazy. Nothing sticking on the ground. But yeah, this weather is like nothing I've ever seen in Vegas. We went up to Mount Charleston today and played in the snow a little bit. So that was cool. They had lots of snow up there. And yeah, I've never seen this much rain like in the first 2 months of the year in Vegas. It just doesn't happen. You usually get a little bit, but this is nuts, man. I mean, it's raining like I don't know, a shit ton, really. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it. We'll see, depending on when that stuff comes back from CGC. We may go live, during the week just to unbox that stuff, or possibly wait till Sunday to do it, just depending on when it does come in. If it comes in Saturday or something, we'll probably just wait till Sunday. But thanks for stopping by, guys. Please be sure to, like, comment, share, subscribe, thumbs up, all that type of good stuff to help support the channel.